Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Today, I'm here to talk about two books that I recently read. Both are from the Booker long list. That is Misinterpretation and Audition. Recently, I joined a book club where we read all of the books on the Booker long list, which is 13 books, and we read them over a year. And these are the first two that I read. I read Audition. First, I read Misinterpretation, but the first meeting is actually on Audition, so I had to hurry up and read this too. But I just want to talk about these real quick. They're interesting. I can't say, well, let me be honest. I've never looked at the Booker long list and said, you know what, I'm gonna read all of these. I've read the books on there, but coincidentally, like Jane's, obviously, a few other books that have been on the Booker long list or have won the awards, but I never sought them out. So what did I think? These books actually had some things in common and some other things about them. Let me go in the order that I read them. First, I read Misinterpretation, and this book is interesting. This one I also would describe as interesting, but this one, the narrator is an unnamed Albanian interpreter who is translating for this guy. She translates for a few people, clients, and she's translating for this guy, and she gets too involved in his life. It gets weird, and it's just crossing boundaries, crossing lines, professional boundaries. And so you have this idea of just not knowing how to separate the two things, misinterpreting conversations, actions, cultures. Then you have this marriage that's on the rocks with the narrator and her husband. It's just this. They got issues in their marriage. It's issues with her and her job because of this boundary that's been crossed, and it's just all over the place, okay? But this book did a really good job at highlighting the roles we play in people's lives. Same as this. Same as this. They both do a really good job at highlighting the roles we play in people's lives. By the way, this narrator is also unnamed, but they do a really good job at talking about cultures and relationships and how that plays out in everyday life. This book did a really good job at showcasing the Albanian American experience in New York City. Did a really good job at showing both really gender roles and just having a voice for yourself. This book right here, the first half of it, I was really into it. Kinda. I was into it enough to be interested, but I was still where is this going? Because at first I was like it where it went. Then it kind of went off the rails, and it introduced something that I just felt was so unnecessary, which made the story a little bit disjointed to me. Which leads me to this. This one also went off the rails. This book, the narrator is also unnamed, like I said earlier, and it starts off with a woman, older-ish, mid-age type woman, and a younger man in his 20s sitting at the table at a restaurant. Sitting at the table at the restaurant, and it gets weird quick. It gets weird quick. This book is pretty much split up into two parts, and it's so hard to for me to try to review this book without giving away any spoilers. Let me see if I can say this. Yeah, I can't say it. This is my first book I've ever read from this author, and apparently this style of writing and storytelling is her signature. And I was just what is going on in this book? While I was reading this book, because there is the pacing to me feels thriller-ish once you get to the second part. The first part is totally one thing, and the second part, it flips the script quite literally. And the second part is this whole other thing. And it starts to like read like a thriller almost. So with this book, it highlights motherhood and again the roles we play in people's lives, and who are we when no one's watching, who are we when we are on stage and people are watching, who is our true self. This this narrator is also having marital problems, and it talks about like life, the cycle of life, I would say, but in a weird way. To me, this is me. Both of these books, I can say I enjoy Audition. Let me be honest. I just low-key tolerated Misinterpretation. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't like, I guess I was expecting like reading books from the book along list. All of them would be like hits back to back to back. And it was just okay. But it was like, I don't know, like while this book was purposefully confusing, I believe, I think the author's point was to create more questions than answers. Her point was to have multiple interpretations of what's going on. It was kind of to be understood and misunderstood at the same time. But it was very clear that that was intentional. So like while you were confused and you did have a lot of questions, to me, it was very intentional on the author's behalf. And you can even tell like that's what was happening here. It did kind of throw me off that there was no like quotation marks around speech. I know that's like a trend here and there, but I was just like, child. No quotation marks around trends. Very around speech. Very stream of conscious like writing. This is very much metafiction. But it was good. It was good, you know. Very interesting. Very interesting. If you like metafiction, you probably like this. But yeah, I wasn't impressed with Misinterpretation. I did like the representation in this book. I liked some of the like scene setting in this book. I liked when they talked about like the relationships between children, adult children and their parents, and how that affects their adult life. And that's where the buck stops to me. This one I enjoyed for similar reasons. I like the idea that it highlighted relationships and how we relate to one another, how we're seen, how we like to present ourselves, what that means. And I like the questions that this book asks. So that's it. This is the first two. It's 13 on the list. So I will be back reviewing the other ones as I read them. If you've read either of these, let me know what you think. If you're interested in any of them, let me know what you think. See y'all on the next one.